Welcome to Top Rated Gym Podcast for the gym owners aiming to take their business to the next level. I'm your host, Andre, and I'm interviewing top performance, best rated, highest revenue, fastest growing gyms in the world, regardless if they have a single location or empire of thousands. If you own a gym and looking for ideas how to get more leads, increase conversion, grow your membership base, or facing troubles with customer retention, maybe your employees or operational challenges, this is your podcast. Let's get started. Welcome everybody to another episode of Top Rated Gym Podcast. I'm blessed today to announce that we have Troy Macfarland from FitnessSF joining us today. Troy is marketing director for fitness franchise with 8 locations. He's also marketing consultant for the California Fitness Alliance. And I want to share that incredible gratitude for you being here. Troy, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Andre, for having me. It's great. I'm loving this because it's been a while. I'm like, I need to get on the podcast game.
So listen, you told me half of your life is a fitness space. You are not newbie guy who came in yesterday. You work yourself through everything in the fitness world, being a supervisor, being in a sales, being in a front desk, and marketing for the last 10 years. I mean, if there's somebody who understands every angle of the business, it's you, more than many other people. Somehow, I know that people with your levels are humble and maybe don't even recognize how much they know until they put it in action. But today, we want to really get the audience to connect with you and tell us why marketing. Like, how did you get to SF and you know, a little bit about your story? Give us a little bit background.
Oh, yeah. So I have a wrestling background. I used to wrestle, and I actually have a bachelor's in music. I've got the creative side of me and the athletic side of me. So a friend of mine back in 2010 got a job out in San Francisco. I'm originally from North Dakota, from Fargo, North Dakota, by the way. Well, he got the job out there. I said, you know what? You got a place for me to crash? I'm coming out there. Came out to San Francisco, started working at Crunch Fitness and GNC. I was doing part-time there. And then, which leads me to how I got the job where I'm currently at, is I was going to Gold's Gym as a member, and they basically recruited me for sales. So that's kind of how I got into it. And I can get into more of the Gold's Gym side of things because that's what we used to be. We were a Gold's Gym franchisee.
Interesting.
It's
where the love for the marketing comes from, because marketing is very specific. Either you love it or you don't know nothing about it. Why marketing world?
So I think as a musician and producer and audio engineer, songwriter, having that background, and I was always booking shows for myself and creating the flyers for myself and building the Facebook groups and organizing videos, shoots. And then I'm like, this is literally what marketing is. And I didn't realize I was doing all of that already. So that's kind of how I fell into it. It's kind of then just became natural because I was so used to doing it in the music world.
Listen, you just shared my story. I don't know if I told you, but you know, I'm in marketing half of my life as well. But interesting point. I used to be a DJ and a party planner, and it was like same story. Like, to make a party, you gotta put things out. And some of the parties I named 20 years ago, they're still, not 20, but 15 years ago, they're still rolling on, called No Name Party. I didn't want to put a name, and it became as a brand, No Name Party.
Oh, okay. All right.
It was awesome. My God.
That's great.
Whoa. Man, your role is such an important part of success of the business. And I know that pretty much everybody has expectations. It's such an important critical role because locations and franchises look up to you as like, okay, we need more members, but also ownership and a corporate and executives of the company look at you as like, where is the revenue and how we optimize the cost and how we save these things. You know, in your career, you went through a lot. Would you mind sharing, you know, what were some of the biggest challenges that you had to face through? And, you know, what did you learn from them? How that impacted your career today or your life or results you're providing?
Yeah, I think I can start with when I started. It was April 2012. I started in sales at Gold's Gym, and basically when I started, there's been talks about us breaking away from the brand and creating our own brand. So then everyone was kind of like, huh, that'd be interesting. Like, are we going to do this? And we only had 4 gyms at that time. So in the Bay Area, 2 in San Francisco, Marin, and Oakland. And I remember the ownership sending out emails saying like, hey, like we're brainstorming a name. They were asking the staff like, hey, what, so I think from the get-go, it really felt like we were all involved. And so come October, 6 months later, we branded to FitnessSF. I think one of the challenges that we had was when we broke away from Golds, it was like, how do we describe ourselves now? It's like,
you got to create your identity, right? Everything from scratch.
It was easy to be like, depend on the internationally well-known brand, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Venice Beach, like it's easy to talk about that. Like we didn't really have to sell that. But then being like, we're FitnessSF, it's like, okay, well, what makes us different? I think that was a little bit of a struggle for a while in terms of selling it. I think it sold itself. We had a lot of support actually when we changed. People really liked it. We had one of our biggest months ever that month we changed.
You are talking about clients or employees?
New members joining.
Wow.
Yeah. Because it was new. It was fresh. It was like, what's this? So then I think fast forwarding, I think some of the struggles after that were like Gold's Gym had a travel benefit. You could go use different gyms and we didn't have that anymore. So it was like, if you join here, like we don't have a partnership to go use any other gyms. So we were now confined to our space in the Bay Area. And then I think those were really the struggles. I think we were also stuck with the same pricing structure that Gold's Gym had for a while until we didn't change that right away. So we kind of just let that go for a while. And as time went on, and as I took over the marketing in 2015, so fast forward 3 years, we really started to say like, how are we going to differentiate ourselves? I think one of the things,
and that's not the easy thing to do. It's easier to say than to do it. Like making difference in such a competitive world. In the fitness world, you have like 30, 40 opportunities in any driving distance around to exercise, either a group workout or a big box gyms or some classes or something like that. And differentiation is a key. People don't pay attention enough how much little difference focus on a target market niche offering specifics of your brand makes a big difference. You cannot be everything for everybody.
Exactly.
And as you guys listening, this is the first problem they're facing. Like, how do we stand out now? Yes, we are on our own, but this name change vibe, buzz that goes out that just have limited effect. How do we sustain it long term?
Yeah. How do you stand out? What's your value proposition? I think going now to the kind of the early successes of what we did right, I think I have to give a lot of credit to our president and founder, Joel Jakovics, and our vice president, Don Dickerson. They really said, a year after we changed, we acquired an active sports club that was in the Fillmore district, and that leveled us up. So that had a pool, sauna, steam, hot tub. We didn't have any of that stuff as a brand. Nice. So that put us at a different level, and we could it enabled us to charge more money per month. Sure. So we rebranded that. We remodeled some stuff there. We made it look a lot better. And then we were nervous. We used to charge $29 or $39 a month. And when we acquired the Fillmore, we were like, we're charging $49 a month. And we were a bit nervous about it.
How long was that decision cooking before you guys pulled the plug?
I'm not sure. I wasn't in marketing at that time. That was right before me, but I would assume probably right after we branded. We probably started those conversations.
Wow. And so you branched off 4 locations. Now you have 8. Where do you guys see it next? Is it acquisition strategy the best way to absorb the brand it out and expand, or is it opening new locations? Where do you see future?
I think we're in a unique position. We kind of have both as an opportunity. Our 8th gym, our newest gym, is a brand new build. We partnered with the city in the Trans Bay Terminal, so it's our biggest location there. The one before that was an acquisition, and then the one before that was a new build at the Twitter headquarters building. So we've been doing both. I think wherever the opportunity arises, we're open to that. And I think that's the power of being the size we are, is that we're not stuck in a specific, we're only acquiring to grow faster or anything like that. We're great with where we are, and we want to find the right opportunity that fits our model.
Got it. And kind of your role plays in all of those elements, including the third one. So it's acquisition, it's a building a new location because it's new store opening. You got to pre-sell membership as they are opening and building it up. And then you have to take care of all existing locations. Means you got to keep adding members, keep retaining members, keep working on those sales. So expanding, maximizing current processes, acquiring new ones, and opening new locations as well. Speaking about that, it's a lot of work.
It is.
How the heck are you prioritizing your time?
Wow.
Oh, why did you have to ask that question, right? I just came up with that because I know a lot of people have a lot of ideas. And Troy, ideas are one thing, but we know that realizing execution, it's a real game.
I think a couple things. One, I've had to even do this more since COVID. I'm sure like a lot of people have. We used to have a marketing team of 4, now it's 2.
Oh.
And we have more, and we have just as much going on. Definitely using AI for certain things. We're using AI for some things, some low-hanging fruit things. We have the right people in place. So I have a UX, UI graphic designer. She's handling all the website, app, all the visuals. That's on her. And then I'm doing more of the marketing operations. So I'm overseeing our CRM systems, our push notification systems, events, all that kind of stuff. But I think to answer your question, we started tapping into our staff that's already with us, and we continually look for the talent that can take on more projects. So I've got 3 personal trainers now, basically, that can help me with content. So I've got one person that's a trainer, almost full time, and then he's also doing 10 hours a week with social media for me. So he's getting the content, and we found him because he was making great videos. They were funny, and we were like, I reached out to him and said, hey, do you want to make some extra money? You want to be a part of the marketing team too? So then he can do both. He recently had a baby. He can now work some from home. So like, it's perfect for him. So you got to really find, what do people want? What drives them? What motivates them? I've got another trainer who is always filming with his camera. And so if we have something bigger, like, hey, can you get trainer headshot photos, nice photos of people at the gym? He can go do those projects. Virtual walkthrough videos of our gym facilities. Like, he's good at that stuff. And so it's really constantly looking for talent, which is funny because it always goes back to my music, which is being a producer and then finding the artists to collaborate with and say, like, who does what good, So.
And see, you're already doing 2 incredible things. I don't know if you're aware of that. First is tapping the resources that you don't have to recruit, go interview, get fined. You don't bring somebody who doesn't understand your industry. The whole process of recruiting, finding, interviewing, probation, education, things, you skip through it. You literally skip through it. I was like, that guy, I like his did. He proven the work. Let's boost what he already does.
Exactly.
Right. And I'm thinking now, talking to employees of these businesses, because you guys are listening as well. Think about it. If you have a skill, this is how a skill gets recognized. You don't go to the corporate and says, can I get a gig to do social media? No, you start doing social media, you show it, you do it, and then you get a gig. You got invited by itself.
Yeah, you have to prove the value before you ask for it. It's like, I need to know that this is working already. That this is
Yeah, and think about this, Troy. This guy did it for no money because he loves doing it. And if you find an employee who loves doing it, he will do it anyway, and then you put that as a part of the career, job is not a job anymore. It's something you're passionate about. Boom. Such a huge. And then you got the resources that you didn't have to, think about it. Part-time, somebody, I believe that guy in a part-time, 10 hours a week does more job than you hiring somebody else. And think about hiring social media agency outside. How the heck they'll create the content such a time relevant to what you're doing now then. So all what I'm saying is we are more resourceful. There's more resource that we are utilizing it. Exactly. Tony Robbins talks about it. It's like, it's not a lack of resources that's stopping us. It's resourcefulness, state of mind that says, what I'm not seeing, what are the other opportunities I can utilize, and get there and use it. And just simple example, I didn't even ask you about it. I asked you, like, how do you deal with prioritization? I was like, okay, I got help. I had the same load, and this is how it started. Let go half of the people who are not doing the job. You take over the half load, and then people will show up, and you start looking for the resources. This is how it comes up.
And speaking of opportunity, you know, our mission statement, which we've been working on this for a very long time. We had a mission statement when we first started, but we were like, this needs to change. And we started this process in like 2020. We started thinking about this. And we recently launched this last year, and it's creating opportunities, realizing potential. So
wow.
We wanted it to be grand. We wanted it to be big. Everything we've done is based off this for employees, for members, for staff, for our partners. So for every opportunity that we can create, someone can realize their potential, or vice versa. If someone realizes their potential, an opportunity can arise. So it really works like an infinity loop.
It is. And I want to say one thing. Why video, man? Why video? Why didn't you focus on something else? Like, how did you recognize that video is such a great vehicle, great tool?
Oh, you're talking about hiring
like video content. Like, you're creating a lot of video content. I know it's greatly benefiting. I know about how powerful video is, but what do you see in a video that many other gym owners don't?
So in 2016, it was just me and the marketing team. And I said, I need help. I need to hire someone. And my first hire was a full-time videographer. And people thought I was crazy. Like, what do you mean? You're going to pay someone full-time to be a videographer? That's all they're going to do? And I said, no one understands our story. That's why we can't cultivate the brand as well, because people don't know what we're doing. We're doing a lot of cool things, and there's nowhere to show it. I'm posting on social media. I'm doing those things, but I'm not a professional videographer. So started recruiting. I got a ton of applications, and one stood out to me. And it was a gym member, already a member of the gym, that said, I've lost 80 pounds with you. And she was a music video videographer. And so I'm like, I have to talk to her. And I was like, this is hired. Like, let's do this. And we were on the same page, and we started filming everything. Every time we'd go in the community and do some street cleanup, or anytime we do partner with the Salvation Army and hand out food. And then it was like, whoa, FitnessSF's doing all these things and just documenting everything. And that led us in 2017 to win URSA's Community Service Award, because we had the visual proof to show what we are doing. That's how the power works of this stuff.
Yeah, and I love it. And one of the, I don't know if you know about a book called Contagious. It's a subtitle, Why Things Catch On. The guy wrote the book from Stanford University, professor, to understand from the data point why certain things go viral. And he did a research and understanding why all nail salons are Vietnamese, right? Why certain New York Times articles goes viral, why certain things are catching up. They went down to 6 principles. And they says, if you include 3 out of the 6 principles, your story will go viral, period. It's like scientific. You can recreate viral story. And one of the most important viral elements is turn private into public. So there's 6 of them. You guys can go research Why Things Catch On. It's an unbelievable book.
I want to read it right now.
And you'll be amazed. Like, literally turn private. Why things they're outside of the house are way more influential than things in the bathroom. You know, like selling it much easier. What you did with the camera, you turn internal story and make it public. And that is much easier to share. And there's other stories like trigger and why it's important to have a story that's worth sharing and value and many other things. But that is one of the 6 principles. So when you says it, we're like, okay, that makes sense. You're already doing 1 of 6. You guys find 3, you have story that everybody talks about. It's such a cool thing. So man, you cracked it. You you cracked the code, marketing and videos and recruiting internally. It's absolutely amazing process. I'm thinking like how somebody else can do it. The gym I go to is in Coral Springs. It's F45. I know Craig is a brilliant business owner, and his trainers are consistently every class going and recording it and putting on social media videos. And he start interviewing individuals like, okay, tell me about that, and start creating these things. You have time in a day of your employee. It's 8 hours a day. How are you going to utilize it? It's up to you. Everybody has capacity to deliver more and add more value. Just think about it. How can you add more efficiency, how you can realize that potential, and where can you find opportunities? I love your mission statement, man.
Thanks.
Such a
it took us a while. We really had to.
4 words, such a powerful statement.
Thank you.
No doubt. Tell me about this. On individual location level, we see a lot of people who struggle with conversion on the leads to sales, from trials to members. You were in the sales shoes for your own gigs and in the history. Mm-hmm. What do you see as a first mistake or some mistake that people who takes the role in the sales in a gym they make? What would be your either audit process to say how can you improve the sales, or what are some low-hanging fruits that many people don't utilize, don't see?
I think not contacting people soon enough. When the lead comes in, dropping leads, that's like the number one. That is why automation and everything is happening right now, is because you don't want to drop the lead when it's hot. And when they just filled that out, there's something that got them to finally say, okay, you know what, I'm going to fill this out and this form out or whatever. I think the second one is badly worded emails. Following up, it happens. That's why it doesn't need to be cookie cutter. We have email templates that our sales teams can use, but I allow them to create their own. Some people think that's wild, but I'm like, you got to still let them be themselves, give them creativity. That's how we are. We want to let everyone be creative.
To the first one, I want to reiterate the importance of that. I speak with the business owners all the time. And a lot of times they'll say, agency doesn't work. I got leads, but nobody respond to my leads. And I'm shocked. Like, how is that even possible? Tell me the process. Yeah, we got the leads, we call them. How soon? Tomorrow. It depends on when they are generated. I was like, tomorrow. Think about it. Somebody went through the phone, swipe. Gym, workout, 7 days free. Click, submit, done. Swipe. They have 5 seconds with your business to give you interest. And then you call them tomorrow. They don't have a clue who the heck are you. And they see a number that's business and it's interruption. It's not even a lead anymore. You got to start over. Versus swipe, click, like it, submit, automation kicks in, call comes in, you're on a call in 60 seconds since that lead is generated saying, I see you are interested in losing weight or challenge or 7 days trial. What brought you this? And start consultation. Now it's not interruption. They just felt that guilt after eating big lunch that they need to lose the weight. And they're coming in, your ad was listening, Facebook was listening their complaints and showed them the ad. Technology did their job. You didn't. And that's where, I have a chart where I teach people how much drops from first minute to 5 minutes to 1 hour and to more. It's a radical drop. It's like if you're 2 hours later, you lost 80% chance to close. Mm-hmm. So that instant is important. Now leads me to conversation, AI role. We know it's coming us strongly. Peter Diamandis says, by the end of the decade, we'll have 2 kinds of businesses. Either those who fully utilize AI or those who don't exist. It's going to be black and white.
It's changing a lot.
Whoa.
It's changing a lot. There's a lot to listen to, so you got to kind of drown out the noise, and you can't do everything all at once. So you got to really lean into where can this give us some help? Like, where can we find the low-hanging fruit to get us some help here? Start testing the waters. I just encourage everyone to start playing around with it and just seeing what's possible, because using ChatGPT or Gemini or any of these tools out there, the easy thing to do is chat with it and get it back text, right? Like, help me reword my emails, help me write this page, this blog post, help me do this. But it gets really deep. I mean, if we think 1, 2, 3 years from now, it can get really deep. The AI can be built into the automation, and it can start to understand when should it send this email that it was generated by itself. It could, the possibilities are endless. And I think our balance right now is, again, our mission is creating opportunities, realizing potential. We don't want to have AI replace our people. That's not what we're trying to do. And we don't want it to be. We're a very unique business. A gym is a very unique business because it is one of these places where you get to meet people from all industries, all walks of life, get to come into the same place, and they're all there to do the same thing. They're all there to relieve some stress, work out, lift weights, be around a group of people, but it's all in real life stuff, right? You can't use AI to work out your body.
You will never be able to do
it. So I think, how can we use AI to help assist our sales teams and assist our customer service teams? So I think I heard this from the CMO of HubSpot said, and I don't know where he got it from, but a marketer's job, our job is to enable laziness. Like, you should make it so easy to do something that, an AI can help with that. So we have an AI, a Gen AI chatbot on our website. So it knows all of our stuff on our website, all the information, the help center, all of that. It knows our pricing. So if someone goes on there and they start chatting with it,
nice.
Her name is Cardio, by the way.
Cardio.
Yeah, Cardio. And so you can chat with her, and that's a very simple one to do. That's going to save some time with people being able to get information and make it easier, so they don't have to look through every page of your site. And
and how much time it's going to save? First of all, instant answers. You don't have to wait somebody being at a computer or transporting to those chats. You don't have to train multiple people as they come and go and so on. You train your AI once. You upload the documents, you give them a website, you spend some time, and it's done. And if you can do that via SMS and phone call, and that's next gen. It's like we want to replace with AI not the jobs, but those annoying job requests, tasks that everybody do it because they have to do it, but it's not the most coolest thing to do it. And that's where you're giving employees more of those good jobs, the creative jobs, fun jobs, engaging jobs to do it. We always says, AI is not going to replace people, but people using AI will replace people not using AI. And that's kind of what's going to come, because we want to empower ourselves. It's almost like people using computer are way more in advantage in home environment than people without computer or internet. It's just technology that's empowering us. Calculator versus hand calculations and everything else that happened in the past. People were saying digital camera will never be as good as analog camera. Remember those?
Kodak?
CD will never be good as an old way of playing music. So, it's change. And I'm proud to say we recently in Referrizer, we developed AI, and it's now in the testing phase. And I'm doing my best to break it. And it's hard. It's hard. Oh my God. It's like you drill down in the questions, in the support, in the sales, and just keep coming up. I was like, this is such a time. And talking about relevance on time responses and so on. If you generate leads, if you don't communicate with that guy, answer their questions, problems, schedule them, book them for the trial in the first 20 minutes, first 5 minutes, they're at your competitor's door. Keep that in mind. Wow. So
I think,
go ahead.
Well, I was going to say one more thing. Like we're talking about from our side, we were talking about Cardio, the AI chatbot. That's the front public facing. But what we haven't talked about, which is kind of on our minds right now, is doing a chatbot internally. So if staff have questions and they need to understand what some of our policies are or how to answer something, they could tap into that without having to be like, where's this SOP? I don't remember how to do this. I don't remember how to do that. So this is something that could be very useful with internal staff members.
I agree. And let me give a little hint to everybody who's listening. You think AI will somehow miraculously solve your problems. It's not. It's a very intelligent being, but without knowledge about your business, your processes, your systems, it's stupid as stupid can be. So we all need to, step number one, document what we are doing. Without documenting process, AI has nothing to learn from. So everything that your cardio is chatting, you had to have it somehow in writing or in a video that's transcribed. You have to somehow either give a content on the website, knowledge base, upload SOPs, give them some information so it knows. So if you're thinking about AI adding to a business, and if you're not, you're in trouble. But if you do, you should start documenting everything the way that AI can read it. More text-based, more explanation, everything to be in a paper so you can literally put it into AI world and put it out. And it can help with the HR, onboarding new employees, educating all the answers like, oh, what's vacation policy? What's the PTO policy? How do I ask for sick time? All of those questions should be answered once in some kind of SOP or AI and never again, right? That's the future. And that's what we are seeing. Have you heard about AI program called HeyGen?
Yes.
Oh, scary.
I know.
It is scary.
Yeah.
What I like about it, and it could be interesting for you, there's a program AI called GPT for Sheets. It's a plugin for spreadsheets and Google Sheets. So I went a couple days ago with my friend, says, okay, give me 50 topics that can be helpful for the new member to learn about our gym, and I put the gym name, and that can be chronologically sent as introduction to new member. Oh my God, it spits out everything.
That is very funny that you say that because I did something similar.
Whoa, hey man, topics are really chronological, like all about soreness of the muscles, all about workouts, all about importance of nutrition and consistency. And I says, okay, give me a 30-second script for each of these questions that's going to talk as the founder, as the gym owner to the person coming in. And literally in Excel spreadsheet, you can just drag down and create 50 30-second scripts immediately, like on 10 seconds. And you're reading it and you're blown away. And then I says, okay, you can integrate Zapier and AI HeyGen and put 30 to 50 videos in a matter of 4 minutes.
And so it's your face talking to everyone about saying, yeah. Oh man, that's crazy.
And it spits out 50 videos, 30 seconds. It can be used in text message, drip campaign, automation, coming up from your voicing. Oh my God, I'm so glad that you came in. Your first workout, you must be thinking, damn, there's a lot here, right? How do I really get the progress? And then one at a time, every 3 days, video comes up as a story that reveals. All of that can be done in literally an hour with ChatGPT, Zapier, and HeyGen. Just a little tip what I was experimenting a couple days ago.
And you actually bring up a very important point that I actually wanted to tap into, which is our most recent partnership. We've partnered with Inside Tracker. I don't know if you've heard of them.
Yes.
They do blood DNA testing. So they take your fitness tracker data and really personalized action plan for you.
Wow.
And we thought we talked to them for a long time. We know that they're the right partner. And this is the emerging future of preventative health or gyms as clinics or whatever people are calling them. And this is a perfect thing that matches with a personal trainer client relationship, or even if you don't have a trainer, understanding what's going on because inside your body, because you could be working out every day. You could think you're eating healthy. I mean, we've made a big investment in our own staff and we've paid for people's tests that wanted to participate. And we've had discussions about it and it's very eye-opening. And we've also partnered with the Institute of Motion. They're a health and human performance company. Michelle Dalcourt and his team are helping upskill our trainers so that they can basically talk on the subject of Inside Tracker and use Inside Tracker Pro with clients. And we're only one of the few gyms to launch something like this. The only other gyms doing it are Equinox, just launched a partnership with Function Health. And then there's another personal training gym in Texas. I can't remember the name, but
look at this. So partnerships, you don't have to recreate a process or product. They already have a product. All what you're doing is utilizing somebody else's resources, right? And then maximizing that potential because you just partner up. They deliver it. Think about it. IBM partnered up with Microsoft. If that partnership didn't exist, Microsoft wouldn't be where it is today. Nike and Apple Watch, huge partnership, right? AirPods with a rock star band, huge partnership. Like partnerships are incredible vehicle to get the word out, to add more value, without having to invent the wheel from the beginning. And it's two-way street.
We also have done some value adds in our digital side. We're partnered with Eat Love. They're a nutrition platform. So you can track your meals, get meal ideas, reach out to dietitians, because our personal trainers aren't dietitians. We have one that's a dietitian. Trainers can't legally give you the nutrition advice like a registered dietitian can. So we partner with someone that can do that. Zama Health, they're a digital mental wellness company, but they also have access to therapists and mindfulness tools. And so those three partners right there round us out, because we're the physical space, we're the gym, we've got the equipment, we've got the people, the community, they've got all those other things. And that's just
It's truly win-win-win for everybody. Win for you, win for partners, win for your members, all around.
Yeah, and that's just our business partnerships. So we have community partners where this is what we've really leaned into. We are the official fitness provider for the San Francisco Opera, the San Francisco Ballet, and the San Francisco Symphony. And we went in.
So that wouldn't be possible if you are still Gold's Gym, right? Because you are FitnessSF. You have your own identity. You would never be able to represent Gold's Gym and go as a Gold's Gym with being a little tiny group of businesses says that we want a partnership. It would be such a heavy. Now it's quick decision. You go in and you make it happen.
Think about it. The San Francisco Symphony, the San Francisco Opera. It makes sense for them to partner with San Francisco business, not Gold's Gym, right? So we started leaning into how do we really lean into our local community partners. And so we offer
what about partnering with the wellness businesses like IV drip therapies, cryotherapies, and so on? Things that are so complementary to each other. Like somebody gets really exhausted in a workout, like somebody who is peak athlete, somebody who is pushing the limits, they need quicker recovery. So the chains, they're all around. Like one of those is Restore Hyper Wellness. You partner with them, and then you guys kind of help each other. You're serving the same community, same membership. They can send you their members, you can send them a members, and it's win-win.
It is. I think a referral based like that has been difficult for us. We've tried this before, partnering with like physical therapists or chiropractors or like things like that, where you're like, hey, we can send people to each other. And it never really is, I don't know, it never really grasps, but I feel like you have to find
standardize
the right one.
It to process
it. And it's like if someone is, so here, let me give you an example. Someone we've done that with is WeWork. WeWork has locations close to our locations.
Okay, yeah.
So it makes more sense, right?
Sure.
And they actually, because they're a co-working space, they have a very similar business model. You go in and you pay for space to go hang out in.
Right.
And they have a very similar, business model in terms of like a hybrid. Like, I go into there, hang out, they have events, it's community focused. So it's like the people that are there are probably the same people that are in the gym.
You would say it's a perfect audience, perfect match.
Yeah, and I think partnerships like those, sometimes we think too linear and think like, what other health and fitness and wellness people can we partner with, instead of thinking bigger, instead of thinking like, we have a good relationship with them. We can go on site and do some activations, do some yoga for people, do this, do that, because some of them don't have those in their locations. So that's just kind of one example of really, I don't want to say thinking outside the box, but just thinking bigger.
It is testing new initiatives. One question came to my mind, and I'm dying to ask you this. See, in the world of fitness, there's a lot of overpromise, especially when it comes to vendors. You want to get new vendor on board. Either somebody helps you with the marketing or outsourcing or digital ads or any kind of software that helps you out. How do you know who is legit? How do you vet? How do you select vendors? And by the way, do you work with the vendors outside in the business of marketing?
When you say vendors, do you mean not just equipment vendors, but like our other partners, like
software vendors, like marketing vendors, AI vendors, like somebody who's helping you grow? Like how did you choose a booking system, software that you manage your members, or email campaign? Or even that AI chatbot. There's probably 5 competitors in that area. Why that one?
I think it comes down to relationships. I think and having a team that can really understand what these products offer and what we need it for. What are we going to use it for? So, for example, like our member management system, we used to use MotionSoft a long time ago, but we've known Al for a long time, Al Nosravani. And then he then went on to create this fitness tech summit. And it's over time, we've been going for 7, 8, 9 years. And it's one of the most amazing events. It's not huge, maybe 300 people or so.
Fitness Tech Summit for everybody who's listening, right?
Yes. And it's in Vegas this year. Watch out. But it puts all the fitness and technology people in the same space, which hadn't really been done before. So there's a lot of software vendors there. You get to talk to everyone. And that really helps because you get to really interact with the people there. You're not just looking online and saying, oh, let me have a demo call. Let me do this. You're getting to interact in person with people. You're getting referrals. You're getting people to vouch for you that you know and trust in the industry. And then for marketing and CRM, we use HubSpot. We used to use Salesforce, but we quickly realized like, whoa, Salesforce we got that in like 2017 or something, but like it is a lot. So it's a lot to
it's a massive machinery.
Yeah. And we went through some challenges like,
I know. A lot of brands are, and that's again, I know salespeople in the Salesforce, and I know capabilities of the system are without doubt really awesome, but they're overwhelming and they're so complicated. Unfortunately, for the business at this level, you need 5%, and you have 95% carryings around buttons and features and things that you will never use, and that creates 95% confusion. HubSpot still complex, but probably half of that.
Yeah, and that the reason we chose HubSpot is because, again, people we knew that were using it liked it. And so then we started checking it out. And I think, HubSpot leaned into the small to medium-sized businesses right away to kind of compete with that with Salesforce, right? So like that's the reason why we went that way. And now after working with HubSpot for 2 years, they really take feedback and iterate fast and come out with the things that people are asking for. So that's a big thing. I think also knowing that there's a true partnership and you're not just buying software. I think that's key to us. Like when we chose Club Automation for our gym software, we're going to be one of your biggest clients doing a lot of custom development work. And we need to know that you're going to be there to support us when we need XYZ, because we're doing a lot of our own stuff outside of your system, but it needs to connect to your system.
There we go.
So that's a big one, because if they were closed off and they just didn't have the resources to help us, we would be in trouble.
See, many people don't even know they can ask for that. As owner of multiple locations or manager, director, founder, we think, oh, it is what it is. It's on their website list of features. But no, their product team is crying to understand your problems. They'll be coding something. They'll be developing something. And if you don't express problem you have, they'll never figure it out. They'll never know about it. They'll never develop it. All what you need to do is, here's what I need. Here's what I needed. Here's how maybe you can sell it to others. But put it towards yourself. Put that customization on their dime in your own benefits. And you can ask a lot of vendors like that.
And I think it goes to the culture of the company too, who you're partnering with. If they have the same mindset of you of like we want to understand the problem so we can iterate and fix it and get better, and they have that same mindset, then you know that it's going to be easy communication, because communication breakdown is everything, right? So
you're not alone. This Nielsen study done a decade ago, he asked 30,000 participants, spent $3 million on research with a simple question: who do you trust when you are buying a software service? Number one, 92% responder says recommendation for people you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Second biggest one, I don't know if it's 72 or 82%, is other people opinion posted online. So it's kind of testimonial, social proof. You cannot fake Google reviews. You cannot buy them. You cannot do nothing about it.
Well, and that's exactly why in the gym business, it's almost all referral. Like people are like, I'm bringing my friend. So we've been doing bring a friend free on Fridays sometimes because it's like we just need people to come in and you need to tap into your network. And we also launched a refer a friend, get a free month. We've been doing that for quite a while now. And that's, we charge $109.95 a month now. So it's a substantial gain if you refer a friend.
Correct. So, and referrals are staying longer. They have another reason to come. Your original member who referred a friend will stay longer because now he has a friend who's working out there. He has a financial incentive to do this. You are gamifying the whole experience and making it systematic.
Yeah.
It's all in one.
And the extension of that is we've leaned into to go with your whole social proof. I mean, content creators, like social media, like something we haven't even talked about yet, which is clearly the winner in all of this. And we're partnered with a company called Scipio, and we met them at the Tech Summit, at the Fitness Tech Summit, and a few years ago. And they basically recruit content creators that are already posting or that have good content. We get access to that content, and in exchange, we give them a complimentary membership, and then they post every twice a month, whatever it is. And then we get access to
in the currency you have
content.
an infinite amount of. You can pay as a trade, as a barter with your membership. It's an infinite gain, guys.
Infinite gain. And we pay Scipio a flat amount for their services. And we have unlimited content coming in now that we can use. And that content gets refiltered out into either ads or just posted by us. And that's the social proof of people that are locally there and sharing their experience. Guys,
I know we're coming to the end here. Troy, me and you have to do another episode down the line.
I'm ready.
I love talking marketing. I mean, this is a gold nuggets. And I got to share with you as well. I'll share it offline. I'll post it about other AI strategies that I think you would love to see as well. How AI can be automated, but keep it personalized at a level that is mind-blowing. In Referrizer, we did it to something called AI Obsession Slack group, where everybody's like we do hackathons every Friday, where everybody in a development product team come together and hack hell out of AI. It's crazy. I gotta ask you a couple quick questions to wrap this up. And this is like literally one sentence answers. You already probably know the answers, but very simple. You already give me the one. Do you have another conference that you prefer beside the Fitness Technology Summit?
We go to IRSA every year. They're now called the Health and Fitness Association. So we do that as a team every year, and that's always good education and getting to see
team building plus fun plus education.
Yeah, it's great, and you can see all the new equipment and trends coming out.
There you go, keeping up to date. Who do you follow in the industry? Who is the influencer, leader, coach, person that you are looking up to?
Well, what's funny is I don't. It's funny to say this, is that I actually don't follow any heavy fitness influencers.
When you're a creator, you're not a follower, right?
I actually follow the CMO of HubSpot. They have a podcast that I really like, Marketing Against the Grain. So it's marketing AI. It's really AI, but like they do a lot of marketing stuff on there. And then his co-host is the former CMO of Zapier. So I'm kind of I'm a technical marketer. So
AI plus automation. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. I follow them.
Awesome. Yeah. Think about, who are the two people that they are incredible value for our listeners, for the people in the fitness industry that you would recommend to bring on a podcast, or that you would like me to bring on a podcast and interview so you can get the value for yourself? What would you say?
Oh, I think you got to talk to Nick Barshik at Choose Fitness. He's the CEO and founder. He's really good at cultivating community and leadership. Choose Fitness is really doing great things right now and expanding a lot.
Is it Juice or Choose?
Choose. CHUZE.
Yeah.
And I'd say Allison Rand over at UFit. I don't know if you know her, but she's amazing. She's great at what she does, and I would recommend listening to her talk about marketing.
Awesome. One of the last question is, what book stand out? What book would you recommend? I don't know if you're a book person or something like that. Is there anything that you would recommend that's really good out?
I don't read much. I read a lot of articles and I listen to a lot of podcasts, but I really like that book, The Lean Startup.
Oof, yes.
Yeah, I thought it was good because the main point of the story is you think you know what you're doing as you're creating it because that's the idea, but until someone starts using it and you don't realize that you're thinking of everything wrong.
Absolutely
It's just really
agree.
great. Yeah.
I didn't read that book, but I listened it twice. I'm a big
Okay.
fan of audiobooks, and I have probably over 200 titles now. But Lean Startup, it's been like 7 years since I listened to that book. That's amazing. I think everybody, no matter where are you in a business, that a lean startup mentality should never leave the company.
Mhm.
It's always going back to the basic principles.
Mhm.
Troy, I gotta say, this was incredible episode. And I hope you guys really had opportunity to sit down and take some notes here because there's so many golden nuggets. And Troy, I appreciate you being here. You are true gift to this community and to
Thank
our
you.
audience. I want to say appreciate every selfless advice you shared and everything you're doing. And I'm looking forward to stay in touch. We'll definitely send you this incredible episode. You will be able to see it, watch it, share it, and a bunch of little videos that you will be as well able to watch, distribute it, and get it out. So thank you for attending.
You're too kind. You're too kind, Andre. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Wow, what an episode, right? Thank you guys for tuning in into this top-rated gym podcast. We hope you found valuable insights and practical tips to help you tackle the challenges of gym ownership. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, rate, and review the podcast on your favorite platform. We want to reach the community. With your help, we can be the biggest contributor, biggest resources for you and other gym owners. Don't forget to follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of them, YouTube. If you have any questions, feedback, or topics you would like us to cover, or people you would like us to interview, or if you want to be interviewed on the podcast, reach out at topratedgym.com. Stay tuned, stay motivated, keep pushing your gym to the top. Until next time, this is Andre signing off. Bye.